Folks, welcome back to the Shacknews stage here at Indie Heaven. We got a great little segment for you folks, so I want to introduce my good new friend, Dr. B. Dr. B, how are you? Are you enjoying your E3 this year?
I am having a blast.
Good, good. Have you gotten a chance to actually explore in there, or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. No, it's great. I mean, watching everybody get so excited about Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil.
Of course.
It's so cool to see how excited everybody is.
Of course. It's kind of like the Wonka factory over there. Just these fantastical things all around.
Well,
yeah.
I expect Oompa Loompas to come out of the Resident Evil area, but they're
right.
horrifying.
I can only imagine. So, can you talk a little bit about why you're here today?
Absolutely. So, I'm the clinical director of an organization called Take This.
Mm-hmm.
And we began a little over 5 years ago, sadly, out of tragedy. We lost a member of the games community to depression, took his own life. Mm-hmm. And in the tragedy of that, our founders asked, what can we do? And from that came this idea that it's okay to not be okay. Mm-hmm. And all right. Oh, hey, look at that.
There
that
you
is
go.
Much better. All right. So came this idea that it's okay to not be okay. And starting about a year and a half later, they came up with this idea of running staffed mental health spaces at gaming conventions. It was the first of its kind, and it's exploded to now operating worldwide. Our AFK Rooms. It's our third year at E3, and you can just go in, you can chill out, you can have a moment.
Right.
And that's a lot of what we're doing here at E3. It's just, it's amazing.
That's fantastic. That's actually fantastic work that you guys are doing. It's, mental health is an issue, and a lot of the issues with it is the representation that we have of it. So have you folks been helping, trying to make folks understand more about what mental health actually is?
Oh, absolutely. Education is a cornerstone of our mission, and we end up running a lot of panels at a lot of different conventions. We ran a really fun one a couple months ago about exactly that, reality versus whatever we see in movies, video games, etc., and really what does mental health look like? Because the reality is 1 in 4 people are going to be diagnosed with a mental health condition in the United States in their lifetime, and some people say that number is even higher. So it's common.
Right.
It's so common that even if you don't know someone who's suffering, you do.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's a silent pain almost that
So
not
often.
a lot of people don't really talk about. So
Right.
could you talk a little bit about the reception, I guess, that you folks have been having at these conventions?
Oh, the reception's always amazing. When we tell people about the AFK Room, if they haven't heard about it before, the response is generally, oh my God, why did nobody think about that?
Right.
And for a lot of people who, if it's a convention that we have an established presence at, they make regular use of it. We see some of the same people who just rely on it in order to go to these conventions. Because, I mean, you've been to these conventions. There's overstimulated.
I was about to say, there's a sense of overstimulation, and because it's such a high place where a lot of great things are happening, but that can be a sensory overload for a lot of people. So what you folks are doing just seems like a natural progression of things, the way to handle the mental health here at conventions. Yeah,
and I mean that's definitely what we're best known for, but it's not the only thing we do by a long shot. We actually do game studio consultations, as well as convention consultations to maximize people's mental health policies, train staff, educate people again on what mental health is, how to maximize mental wellness, and we have a lot of expert content on our website at takethis.org. I mean, we really do a lot.
That's fascinating. Could you, if you are comfortable, could you go in a little more detail about the consultation that you folks do for game studios?
Oh, God.
How is that like?
Well, we really tailor it to whatever each game studio needs. And for some studios, it may be as simple as they've become successful and they're expanding from really an indie vibe, startup vibe, to maybe having 50 or more people working there, and the dynamics are very different.
Right. Yeah.
And we want to train people on how to grow without, basically burning people out.
Right. Yeah, because crunch is very huge in our industry.
Oh, God,
but that can be very damaging to the workers.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And so we will do that. I mean, in some cases, we'll just go and teach very targeted courses like conflict resolution in the studio.
Okay.
God knows there's never any conflict in a studio.
Of course, yeah,
No.
never. Absolutely not.
So really, with our consultation, we tailor it to the needs of each individual studio or convention.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything different that you do for conventions, or is it pretty much the same thing that you do with studios?
Well, we actually have a lot of experience evaluating the policies of conventions. We actually have to evaluate the convention before we'll even bring an AFK room, because just to make sure their practices, their safety procedures, everything's in place to support that, what we're doing.
Okay, fascinating. Awesome. So for folks that want to learn more about what you do, where can they find you? How can they get in touch? How can they get more of this information?
Well, you can always follow us on Twitter, TakeThis.org. You can check out our website, takethis.org. And you can always support us on Patreon, patreon.com/takethis.org. There's a pattern.
Okay, fascinating. Thank you. Dr. B, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to do a quick switch around, so stay tuned for more great nerdy things.